What's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again to the Growth channel, where we grassroots our wealth, tradition, and heritage. Today, I want to bring you a story of quote-unquote mistaken identity. This comes from the Daily Mail, and it's about Black Panther director Ryan Coogler and how he supposedly got mistaken for being a bank robber. So let's just get right into it. So this comes from the Daily Mail, and the title reads, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was mistaken for a bank robber and arrested after passing a note to pregnant Bank of America cashier asking them to withdraw $12,000 from his account and count it, quote unquote, discreetly. We're going to get into this because we're going to discuss a couple of ways that Mr. Coogler and the bank teller made mistakes in this transaction. So it reads, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was mistaken for a bank robber and briefly arrested in January after walking to a Bank of America in Atlanta wearing sunglasses, a hat, it's really like a beanie, and a mask, which was like one of the masks you got to wear because of this, pandemic, and asking the cashier to discreetly withdraw $12,000 from his account. The incident occurred sometime in January, but it was revealed by TMZ on Wednesday morning. Coogler, 35, walked into the bank wearing a green hoodie, black beanie, and sunglasses. He passed the cashier a note which read, I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. It remains unclear why he needed the money or why two others had driven him there in an SUV to retrieve it. Now, I'm going to say this about Brother Coogler. One, we all know that usually in the banking industry, in this government, if you withdraw or deposit anything over $10,000, it automatically presents a red flag because it's supposed to go to the feds, right? So that's the first thing he should have known. He's 35, so he's old enough to understand how the banking system works. So he can't be a dummy. So then he goes to the cashier, which undoubtedly he went to a window to ask for this amount of money. Now, I know you go to the bank, I've withdrawn nothing like this, but you've drawn maybe a few $100s or deposit or try to bring in a few $100s or whatever the case may be. You go to the cashier and say you've withdrawn, like I said, a few $100, not even that much. They're going to count it out, at the window so everybody can see it. Then they're going to turn around or they're going to try to get a cash machine. If it's a lot, they're going to get a cash. They're going to get a counter. And then they're going to hand count it. Then they're going to put it in the counter, and then it's going to run through the machine, all while sitting there in front of everybody. So you got other customers, you got other workers. They're all sitting here watching this transaction unfold. So anyone, and I don't want to say with common sense, but anyone knows, well, they should know that if you withdraw that much money, you need to talk to, let's say like this, when you walk to a bank, there's a lady or a guy there that greets you, and they ask you, how can I help you? If you know you're going to withdraw that much money and it's in your account, first thing you do, first thing as a black man, when I walk into a bank, number one, I want to be as visible as possible. Call me crazy, call me scary, but most people call me smart. I'm taking the shades off, taking the hood, taking the beanie off, whatever. The only thing I'm going in is with the mask around my eyes. Now he may be trying to, disguise himself because he feels he's famous and people know him and may harass him. I can understand that. Even with that being said, when you walk in and the person that greets you at the door, or ask you how can I help you, said the third, or you reach out, someone is standing around the bank waiting to serve you. And the best thing to do in this circumstance is to go to that person and say, hey, let's say, like I said, if you're Ryan Coogler, you think you're famous, hey, my name is so-and-so. I need to withdraw a large sum of money from my account, but I don't want, it counted out all out of public. Okay, naturally, that's going to draw some suspicion, which hey, go to a bank, it's going to happen. But once you present your ID, they verify who you are. What they'll do, they'll take you off to one of those little cubicles or those tables to the side. And a manager will gladly come and talk to you. Because one, they're going to want to know, why in the heck you taking all this money out of my bank? Are you trying to close their problem? Blah, blah, blah. And like I say, it's $12,000, so they technically had a federal right to ask you this. And they can handle a transaction discreetly to the side or even back in the vault or whatever you prefer or however their policy is. But all this here could have been avoided by doing this like out in public. You could avoid all that public scrutiny. Then they say they don't know why the two guys have driven there in the SUV, but they probably were security. You probably say, hey, I don't want two other big black dudes walking in with me. They're going to think we're trying to rob the bank. Let me take my small ass in here with, fully covered up, looking like a bank robber, going here and then writing a note and handing it to a teller. Let's get to that point. The note spooked the cashier, who was described in the police report as a pregnant black woman. She called police claiming Coogler was a bank robber. Now, that's where she messed up. I don't know how old she is. I don't know how much training she got. Nowadays, a lot of these companies don't do a whole lot of in-depth training with people, no matter where you work. So, what should have happened was, when he handed her a note saying, I want this money counted discreetly, she should have went and told her bank manager. Now, was her bank manager not there? Were they at lunch? Was she the only one working? Were they short-staffed? Who knows? But, was she the bank manager? It doesn't say, it just says she was a teller, so, a cashier or what have you. So, again, she should have went and told the bank manager. Then the bank manager, again, will come out and speak to Mr. Coogler. Now, like I said, I don't know how many people was in the bank, but like I say, all this, again, could have been avoided just by everybody, being smart. See, police arrived and detained two people who were waiting for him in the SUV parked outside. So TMZ reports that they then went inside the bank and placed Coogler in handcuffs also. Once they realized it was a misunderstanding, let him go. Well, see, that's cool. Coogler was furious about the mistake and demanded the badge numbers of the cops involved, according to the report. He lives in California, Coogler told Variety this morning. The situation should never have happened. You're right. It shouldn't have. But like I was saying, there are things that he could have done and things that the teller should have done that could have, resolved all this. Because I'm just going by what I'm reading. There's really no need to get mad at the police because they was told that there's a bank robbery going on. Continue. However, Bank of America worked with me and addressed it to my satisfaction, and we have moved on. A Bank of America spokesman told DailyMail.com, we deeply regret that this incident occurred. It never should have happened, and we have apologized to Mr. Coogler. The movie director has been in Atlanta for the last several months filming the sequel to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. The production has been besieged by cast injuries and vaccine roles. Letitia Wright, who will reprise her role as Shuri, was severely injured while filming in August last year in Boston. It is unclear what exactly happened, but the actress suffered a concussion and fractured shoulder while performing a stunt on set. You see, in a note to the cast and crew in November last year, Kevin Feige, Louis Esposito, and Nate Moore of Marvel Studios called it a frightening accident. Okay, well, then the rest of it just talks about the movie. But again, back to summing this up. Like I said, I'm going to put the link in the description. You can watch the video for yourself, the police cam or what have you. But like I say, you're talking about two people who interacted with each other. But like I said, could have ended this real quickly. Like I said, he could have walked in, like I said, took his hoodie off, took his shades off, so that way you can at least see part of his face. I mean, I ain't saying that what he did was wrong, but what I'm saying is, you're a black man asking for $12,000. What is your account? Now he probably, he wrote down out of my account, which he thought that was gonna, make things better. But again, $12,000. Use the word discreet. He talking with a young, probably frightened, pregnant black cashier who's probably been taught. Just like everybody else in this world, you see a black man walk into a bank with a mask on and a hoodie and a beanie and handing you a note. He's probably trying to rob the bank. So, brother, you almost set yourself up to be killed for no reason. Bottom line is that we just all got to be smarter. We got to remember where we live and who we are and adjust our life accordingly, whether you like the rules or not. But anyway, hey, again, thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, if you like the video, be sure to hit that like button. And also, share the video with, a few of your friends and your family so they can also watch it so we can get the views up. Hey, if you want to support the channel, you can most definitely go to the CashApp down below. But if you want to, you can also buy merchandise. So you can kind of like, we can do like an exchange, like a tangible exchange, get you some merchandise, and help me bring this content to you. I'm always looking to, improve the channel, as you've seen probably in our past videos. It's a process, but it's work, but it takes work. And eventually, I want to bring a product. Hopefully the product I bring you now is satisfying, but I also want to bring you a product that's even more satisfying than what I'm bringing now. So with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.